All right, y'all. Listen, I appreciate that, Eva. A lot of stuff going on. The National African American Gun Association president and founder, Philip Smith. Here's one fact: 60% of the membership is African American women. Now, between COVID-19 and the Ahmaud Arbery case, more and more people are registering for gun license. And this man is paving the way with the African American Gun Association. Please give it up and show your love. I found Philip Smith, y'all. Come on.
Mr. Smith. Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Hey, Philip, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here, man.
Hey, yes, sir, man. I saw your video. On Facebook, man, and I jumped up and I just got so excited. I didn't know nothing about this organization, and we got to talking about it. I was like, listen, I blew everybody up. Like, we got to have him on the show. So thank you so much for coming on out, taking time out of your busy schedule. Now, why do you feel like it's so important in today's climate to have an organization like the National African American Gun Association?
I think our community needs to have a voice. We need to be able to protect ourselves, because right now we're getting bullied socially, and we need to be able to stand up to those quote-unquote bullies and then organize very calculated stance in terms of reacting to those folks that are trying to push us around. And that's why I started NAG. I wanted to provide an organization that could help African Americans learn about firearms correctly, learn how to shoot, learn how to decide which gun is the best one for you, a 380 versus a 9mm versus a 44 Magnum, learn how to conceal carry versus open carry, have those discussions that we as black men and women have to think about when it comes to protecting ourselves. And that's what I wanted NACA to be able to address any issue as it relates to firearms for my people and for my community.
Hey, so I guess one of the most controversial questions that I'm sure you get asked this a lot. Most of the gun violence against blacks is coming from the white police officers shooting unarmed blacks, and sometimes people trying to break in our house or carjack us in our own communities. What are things that that you're hearing? I don't even know what the hell I'm asking. Kay, you was about to, maybe you can clear that. What am I trying to say, Kay? Oh, it's not there. It's Mike went out.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I want to know, okay, so I'm listening to all that's going on. I think it is important for me now to register for a firearm and get one. What is the most common mistakes for first-time gun owners when they get a gun?
They go out and they get the first thing that's shiny and new, and someone's telling you to buy, when you really don't take the time to learn about yourself as it relates to the gun. Are you the right size for this particular gun? Is the gun too powerful? Do you need a 380 versus a 9mm? Are you a small person? Are you a big person? I'll give you an example. Myself, I'm a small guy. I'm about 5'9". I have a 9mm. I don't want a 44 Magnum. That's too powerful a gun. So you have to sit down and have someone educate you on the basics of the firearm, how it works and doesn't work before you make that selection. And that's one of the biggest mistakes. You just go out and grab something that some salesperson is giving to you and saying you should buy without doing your homework and having someone educate you on the pros and cons of each gun that you're looking at.
Yeah, we're going to, ladies and gentlemen, we got the one and only, the National African American Gun Association president and founder, Philip Smith, is on with us this morning. And I have a question about tactical training, which is really, really important. I want to get into that a little bit. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 26 minutes after the hour. Listen, we got the National African American Gun Association president and founder, Philip Smith, on, and I'm gonna say this, man, and I know I'm gonna make a lot of people, they might be mad at me, but I saw somebody put something on Facebook. I didn't make this meme because I don't really know how to make memes. I just share stuff, and they showed a whole bunch of black folks at Greenbrier Mall standing in line buying Jordans, and they showed white folks standing in line at the gun range. And I don't know what's going on. You got a crazy, racist to the core, racist president, and got a lot of people believing his smoke. But the problem is, it's not the 60s. Ain't nobody finna get in no circle and hold hands and pray anymore. It ain't work. It don't work. They being docile and all that kind of stuff, man, you better be ready to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, you having a lot of black folks mysteriously coming up missing. Ahmad, you know, that what happened to the young man in Brunswick, Georgia, people getting in Mississippi, getting beat up by angry white conservative Confederate flag wearing Trump supporting mobs. They are out there. This is just probably one of the ones that we actually caught on tape. Just imagine how many more happened that you didn't see on tape. So you better be ready to protect yourself. And I hate to say this right here, and I'm a gunshot victim, okay? But I wasn't shot by no Trump supporting angry white mob. I was shot by somebody in my own community. And they are out there too. So just being a black person that worked really hard, law abiding, going to work every day, and you in the house with your kids and somebody trying to break in your house in your community in the middle. Now, yeah, I'm gonna talk about them too. Ain't gonna just put it out there and act like those are the only people we're gonna have to protect ourselves from. It's some folks around here in your own community. I know people that have died in their own neighborhood by somebody that you knew somebody in their family or whatever. They, you know, when I got shot by somebody, we knew their family. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people just decide that they're not going to educate themselves. They're not going to go to, mind you, we all went to the same school, same high school, and everybody had the same opportunity to try to figure out that if we could get out of this situation and better ourselves. But some people made different choices, and they decided they're going to take from the people that get off their ass and go to work every day and set up in a musty, no elevator working dorm room and try to educate themselves to go out here and try to make something happen. And now you can't even walk to the car to go to work where you can't. Man, let me stop. Anyway, I had a whole lot behind that because I feel some kind of way. That's why I have you on, Mr. Philip Smith. Tell us about why it's important to take tactical training.
It's very important to get training at the fundamental level with the firearm, because you need to know how that gun works and doesn't work. You need to go out and practice some more until you know that gun like you know the back of your hand. When that has taken place, then you start building upon your skill set like anything else you do in life. Once you get good at the fundamentals, then you can increase your skill set, what you do and what you don't do with the gun. But you have to get your fundamentals down, and the way you do that is by getting a certified instructor who can teach you the basics. And most of our folks coming through the door are what we call newbies, somebody that either has never shot a gun or it's so long since they shot any type of firearm that they need to get training from the basic level. And that's okay, because I was a newbie too, and I consider myself still a newbie. But you have to get that training. It's very, very important. And we have some great instructors across the country, particularly here in Atlanta, that will give you all the instruction that you need from a basic standpoint all the way up to the point where you're considered an expert. But it takes time. You just can't jump out there and think just because you bought a gun at the gun store yesterday that you're an expert. You're not.
Right. How many chapters do you have? Oh, go ahead, Eddie.
Right now we have over 85 chapters, and we... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know, what are the dangers being African American and legally armed? So say I'm licensed to carry a gun, I have a gun, and I get pulled over by the police, and the police are hostile. What do you do as an African American who is licensed?
I tell everyone, if you ever stop by the police, do exactly what they say. Don't make any movements. Ask the police officer before you do anything. May I move my hand? Am I allowed to do anything? Do not make any sudden movements. Let that police officer be the judge of what he wants you to do and not to do. That's not a time to have court on the side of the street with a police officer, being hostile or not. Keep calm, and let that person tell you what to do and do exactly what they say to the letter. And unfortunately, that's the reality that we have to go through as black folks, but that's just the way it is right now, unfortunately.
All right, so, hey, man, I want to say thank you, and I want to have you back on. I don't want this to be your last time. I want to say thank you so much for continuing to educate the community. And ladies and gentlemen, give us your website, how you can be reached, and how can people join your organization.
Sure. Gun Association, go to www.naaga.co. Join today. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, follow me at PresNAGA. And keep it pushing, and definitely get a firearm because you need to protect yourself because everyone else is.
That's NAAGA. That's NAAGA.com.
.co.
Right. There it is, y'all. NAAGA. Make sure y'all join. Hey, man, ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for the founder of the National American Gun Association, Philip Smith. Give it up.
Yes, Philip. Yes, sir.